Actually, this is possibly one of the fastest films we've ever made in our careers. I think that holds true for most of us here. So credit goes to the potential of the subject itself, the director helming it. That's why I keep saying, actually, I'm going to name each member of the team. The producers who have come on board and helped us infuse it with the life that we wanted to. Vanita for creating the ambience where we just naturally felt we are part of this narrative. We are the characters that we are. Shahid Amir for keeping with Umang and all our vision for the way we want to essay the characters and not making it about chalo hum aisi film bana rahe hain. It's not about that. It's about being sensitive to the palette. And I think having Umang and Vanita and someone as experienced as Kiran G, I'll say, just for the experience, but he's called KD by the team. Okay, so he has literally brought our world to life. And whatever we all might strive to do an essay, if he is not out there capturing it, we are all done in for. So genuinely, a huge round of applause. I always have the highest respect for the DOP there on set because we all can do what we want. You can say action cut 1,000,000 times. We can all do 100 takes and retakes. But every little nuance, if not captured, the way we want essayed by him and his team, gaye kaam se. So it's really a huge thank you to him and his team, all the assistants who strive day in and day out, relentlessly. When we do such a fast project, believe you me, it's 48 hours and 24 each day, and that's the way we've worked. So I think that'll give you an insight into the preparation. Dive into the deep end and swim. That's what we all have done, but the power remains in what we had to begin with, and that's why we always say script. Hence, Utkarshini definitely deserved to be up here on stage. You know, when the writing has it all, and as a team we work together on set genuinely as artists. We all can come together and bring to life every day. This is one of those movies where the oddest answer I think anybody can give here saying is, it was a pleasure doing this role. Because that's something you cannot say. It's too intense, too disturbing on a daily basis. But as artists, I'm sure we all feel grateful to have got an opportunity to essay these characters and tell their story to you all, the audience.
हाय उमंग, जा रहे थे हम. मेरे दिल की एक ख्वाहिश थी, थ्रू दिस फिल्म अगर एक आदमी बाहर आता है तो दैट्स द ट्रू मीनिंग फॉर मी टू मेक दिस फिल्म. मुझे ये लगा ही था, मैं बोल के थक गया हूँ कि लेट्स स्टार्ट अ फाउंडेशन, एंड वी हैव स्टार्टेड वन फाउंडेशन, ब्रिंग देम होम बैक, एंड दिस वी वांट, you know, prisoners from their story, their families, our family over here, and this film will in the end show you what the hope we want from the government, from the audience, to realize and accept what is going on, and we have to do something about it. Maybe through this film, that one person agar nikal jayega, so I think the meaning of this film will be complete.
Okay, my name is Nilesh from Think Market Magazine. When the makers approached you for this role, what was the thought process? What was your thought process? What were the challenges? And how did you overcome it? The same question would be for Randeep as well. Let's start with Aishwarya.
Well, just to, I think, keep the proceedings faster, I think I more or less answered a large part of that question when I was answering the lady on my left. But I would like to add one thing, though. The subject concerned here, when we're telling the story, albeit from my character's perspective, I was obviously listening. We always listen to the story as a whole. I think definitely committed actors and artists, we're always happy to tell a story as a whole. We don't necessarily focus on our individual parts. And when we feel there is the potential and the power and the impact in the narrative, all of us are like-minded here. We're happy to come on board. And that you can gauge from our career graph and choices. So Dalbir's character and Dalbir's story, this was strong because I felt maybe I'm having trouble with recollection, but my immediate response was, it's rare that there's such insight given and such attention a narrative can bring to this kind of sibling commitment, this kind of the sibling relationship. If you take away from the potential of the actual, the real story. If you look at it as if you bal ka khal of a narrative and say, acha, as a character, aisa dekha jaye to. So that's one way of looking at it. But more than anything else, I don't know, it's some kind of divine calling, because 10 years ago, or approximately in that phase, being a member of the film industry, or the kind of wonderful privileges that being celebrity gives us, the opportunity. We don't even possibly realize the potential so often. We stand on so many platforms. We are a part and a voice for so many different causes. And we all largely make the time. We do all that we can in our capacity. And I say limited capacity because sometimes everybody forgets that we are largely artists. So our day in and day out, we are going on morn to evening. That's our office. That's our job. We're going, making movies, coming away. But then in the extra time, we're trying to definitely do all this as well. It was a letter that, a petition that was going around to some of us who belonged to the public platform, one of them being me. And I too was amongst the members of the film industry, I guess, who were called. I know my father-in-law too had also signed on for the petition. At that time, not my father-in-law. And me, because that's what I was told. And the letter had come to me as well to sign on a petition, while possibly Dalbir was, trying everything possible to bring attention to work at his release. And the moment Umang told me, this is the story of Sarabjit, I had this expression in my eyes, and he said, Kya hua? I said, Umang, which is very him. So I said, Umang, this is some kind of divine calling. And of course, I will hear the whole story. But it was already a yes. I was definitely going to come on board, because somehow he and his life and mine had kind of, albeit, like I said, just